Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Krishna Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare. Okay, today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Chapter 27, entitled Attack by Chandraveda in the City of King Pandya. Text 27. Kalakanyoditagacho nishamya yavaneshwaram chikirshurdeva guhyam sasmitam tam abhavshata. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. After hearing the statement of Kalakanya, daughter of time, the king of the Yavanas began to smile and devise a means for executing his confidential duty on behalf of Providence. He then addressed Kalakanya as follows. We'll see what happened in the next verse. Okay, let's just try to recollect something from last discussion. Anybody can remember? Last Thursday, what happened? Yes? Okay, last verse, Narad Muni is instructing the Yavandaraj to marry Kalakanya. Okay, I want to repeat this. Huh?
Discuss about many examples like Brahma ordering.
Okay. Yeah, we gave some examples.
Prabhupada ordering his disciples.
Okay. Yes.
You also told about the French Africans.
Okay. Really? That was it. That was not Bhagavad discussion. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Or we just try to see what's happening today in this verse? Okay, so after hearing the statement of Kalakanya, daughter of time, the king of the Yavanas began to smile and devised the means for executing his confidential duty on behalf of Providence. Then he addressed the as follows. So what had happened Narada Muni, he refused Kalakanya. She approached him to accept him as a husband, and of course Narada Muni is a transcendental traveler, and he was not interested in getting involved, getting married, getting trapped. He was not interested in any of this. But he didn't just refuse Kalakanya, he told her, okay, fine, I'm not gonna take this responsibility because I have many other more important responsibilities, but I will still make arrangement for you. I will make arrangement for you that you get properly situated. So then he had in mind Yavan Raja, who was suitable husband, qualified, to take care of Kalakanya. So then he made that arrangement. So that sometimes this is what we discuss. This is sometimes position of Guru, although Guru has no business in arranging marriages. But he made, just like Srila Prabhupada did in the case of those who didn't have much understanding what really marriage is and what kind of responsibility and so forth. So Prabhupada to guide and help his disciples also to become situated in proper consciousness and proper work and responsibilities, then he became involved in arranging certain marriages. Although later on he became disgusted with it because they did not follow. And he stopped them. But at some point he was trying to help young people to take some responsibility and to understand their position, to come to the higher principles also of spiritual life and material life. So that's how sometimes, yes, those who guide, they can give some suggestions, or they can, yes, give suggestion. It's a suggestion, it doesn't have to be an order. So Narad Muni suggested Yavan Raj, but we see here in this case, Yavan Raj accepted. He was ready. He accepted Kalakanya, and she also agreed. So they were both agreeable. So, but the idea is here that Yavan Raja is saying that he was thinking, he said he was smiling, he was thinking how to devise a means for executing his confidential duty. So he took it as a duty. So that's what also we discussed last time. When the spiritual masters give some certain order or suggestion, that's taken very seriously. That's taken seriously. So Yavana Raja took it as a duty. And this is how one should actually enter into any relationship. It's out of duty. It's not for sense gratification. It's not that I'm married just because I'm so lusty that, I just be better controlled by one woman than being uncontrollable and pollute so many others. It's not that just that's the only reason for which one, becomes married, but it is out of order. If one acts on the order, then that's the blessed process of act. Then the potency of executing it properly also comes with it. But if one just acts whimsically, then again, one is responsible for his own activities. And that's not going to be so fruitful and so beneficial. So here, Yavan Raja, although very interestingly, he's Yavan Raja. Yavana means somebody who doesn't follow Vedic principles, no? But he takes the authority of Narada Muni. So that's what we were discussing, that Narada Muni is such a devotee, he has such a potency that even somebody who ordinarily doesn't follow anything, he'll be inspired to follow. So that's the potency of Narada Muni. So that's very, very interesting, very notable, because that reveals the caliber of Narada Muni as a transcendental preacher. Even somebody who has no inclination towards any shastric injunctions, that he takes this order very serious. And then he was contemplating, okay, how do I execute this? And this is one of the principles in spiritual life. When we receive the order, we don't ask the question, why am I supposed to do it? Why me, or why should I do it? Which sometimes becomes the case, unfortunately. Yeah. We start having such kind of mental contemplation about why should I do something. But the question should be, how should I do something? There's no question, why should I do something, or should I do it or not, but the question should be, how should I execute the orders of my spiritual master? Just like Srila Prabhupada received the instructions, go and preach to the West. So he didn't say, it's impossible, why I received this order, why should that be considered? He wasn't dismissive and offensive in such a way. He had proper attitude. He was thinking, how is this possible? How? It seemed impossible, but still he was contemplating how. It took decades, but doesn't matter, he still didn't give up. He was contemplating how to execute the order of the spiritual master. So that's a proper attitude, and we know spiritual life depends on the attitude of a follower. Famous Srila Prabhupada's statement in Nectar of Devotion. So it's not why, but how. We also gave some examples last time that yes, there were cases who refused marriage, even when they were instructed, but there are cases, there are reasons for it. We give reasons. Bhishma Deva, who else would get? Whom? What? Chatur Kumaras, yes, Narad Modi himself, of course. We gave Priyavrata as the examples who did agree. So it depends. Time, place, circumstances, higher principles. There are higher principles always. There are also Daksha's sons, Halvashvas and what were their names? There were 1,000 of them and then 10,000 of them. The different sets. Narada Muni all just liberated. Daksha sent them to perfect themselves so they can be good progenitors, but the ones they perfected themselves, Narada Muni told them, I already perfected, why don't I get entangled back in? Come back to God. So Daksha was very upset. He didn't understand the higher principle, no? Higher principle of becoming liberated and becoming a devotee of Krishna. So here, Yavan Raja, it's interesting, he's following, he's thinking how to execute the order of Narada Muni. So here in the purport, Srila Prabhupada explains in Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, it is said, Ekaleshwara Krishna Arasava Pritya, Yare Yache Nachaya Seitaiche Karanrityam. Actually, the Supreme Controller is the personality of God, Krishna, and everyone is his servant. Yavan Raja, the king of the Yavanas, was also a servant of Krishna. Consequently, he wanted to execute the purpose of Krishna through the agency of Kalakanya. Although Kalakanya means invalidity or old age, Yavan Raja wanted to serve Krishna by introducing Kalakanya everywhere. Yeah. Want to hear this again? Invalidity and old age has its place in this material world. So Yavan Raja wanted to expand that influence upon conditioned living beings. There's always that question, why this world is not perfect? It is perfect, but you don't understand the purpose of it. The purpose of it is not your, enjoyment or your exploitation of this world and everybody else. No, that's not the purpose of it. So therefore, there has to be agents or means through which we will understand that we have false idea or notion about what the purpose of this material world is. Something to remind us, that we are not absolute controllers and enjoyers of it. And then this is not our original position again, that no matter what setting do we have, even the best one, we will not be happy and satisfied. Just like we have example, let's say Hiranyakashipu, one of the first big controllers of the universe. He was even bigger controller than the demigods because he controlled all the demigods together. Demigods, they all controlled something, but he controlled all of that. And he would just, shave the whisk or something, I say, remove the eyebrow, and the demigods would start trembling in fear. It was so powerful. That's so powerful. But he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He had the whole universe practically under his control, so to say, but still he wasn't happy and satisfied. Because still he was what? He was envious of Vishnu. And he felt threatened by his own son because he couldn't kill him. Couldn't understand where does he get the power that I can't harm him? Where is that coming from? So he was always in constant anxiety. Yeah, just like Kamsa, also in constant fear, constant thought of Krishna. And he wasn't, fear of, no, he didn't care about that because he wanted to make the universe that if you do sin, you'll get rewarded for it. He was trying, but it didn't work.
Fear of sins.
Fear of Krishna.
Sin.
No sin, that's what I'm saying. He was not fearing the sin. Because he wanted to make the rule of the universe that if you're performing sins, you will get credit for it. You wanted to turn things the other way around. But still, my point is that he was the almost absolute controller of the universe, but he wasn't satisfied. Wasn't satisfied. He wasn't happy. He felt threatened still. But the devotees, like you say, Narada Muni, is so blissful. He just goes around and plays his veena. Usually somebody who can sing, that means he has very light, peaceful heart. No? People who are troubled, they cannot sing. No? People who are feeling burden of some anxieties and difficulties and so many different things, they don't sing much. Hiranyakashipu wasn't singing so much. That's the point. He was always, looking for who's there that I have to put in order, that it doesn't threaten me. He was always in anxiety. But Narada Muni is always singing. That's a devotee's position. They know everything is under Krishna's control. So, like this, old age, invalidity, that's what Yavan Raja wanted to serve Krishna by introducing that influence throughout the universe. Prabhupada continues, says, just a sane person by attaining old age will become fearful of death. No? When you start getting old, nowadays you've seen news, sometimes there are some people, they are octogenarians, they live more than 100 years. And they celebrate them. Oh, this one was doing what? They did something, and then people think, if I do those same things, then I will also live a long life, or something like that. Actually, just like one astrologer told me, you will live a long life. That's not funny. And then he made another statement. He said, means a lot of suffering, Who wants to live a long life? It's a curse. It's a curse. Body gets old and everything, who wants to live a long life? Better to live, it said, better to live a moment full of Krishna consciousness that thousands of years dull like a tree, no? So who wants to live a long life? So that's why old age comes. What? For what reason? Why? Because to remind us that death is coming, that this body is temporary. So this is not bad. Invalidity and old age, you think, why? Because you're in the body which is temporary anyway. It's a reminder. It's a reminder to wake you up from this illusion where you're considering that you'll be eternally living in this very same body. How many of you want to remain in the very same body? Anybody thinks it's worthy, it's very interesting, and it's very beneficial? It's a very good body, you know, so you'll be really, this body is going to make you very happy and satisfied. This body is just a source of misery. Just the other day we gave that example of finger, no? We had this discussion about finger, how much pleasure you get and how much pain. So much more pain in proportion to what little so-called pleasure you may get out of it. So that's the body. Anybody who's thinking that they can enjoy the body, it's such an ignorant position. So that's why these are reminders that we are not these bodies. That's his service. Yavan Raj understood, this is my service to everyone, to introduce invalidity and old age throughout the universe, so that everyone becomes affected by it. Of course, demigods a little less. But at least on this earthly plane, which is the most important one, because it enables us to be more Krishna conscious. This is essential. It's essential. Demigods don't experience old age and growth practically. Disease also practically. They don't experience. Of course, there are Shrini Kumars, they just speak certain things when there's a war or something, maybe in medicine. But in essence, there's no disease. They just take birth and they die. But that's enough suffering, no? That's sufficient suffering also. Who wants to die? Who wants to take birth again? Anyway, so that's his service. So that people will become fearful of dying. Because now anybody's fearful of dying, you may still think, I'm still young. Why should I think about dying? No, I'm still young. I still have time. You have no idea. You have no idea. Just recently, I mean, what was it, you know? Young people are living their bodies. No? Who told me? Someone's relative, friend, it's always going on. I would have to think. Young people are also living their bodies. Doesn't have to be a war or something. Yeah, somebody had cancer, something happened. So it doesn't have to come to the point of old age to be reminded that you're going to die. You can die any moment from anything. So foolish people engage in material activities as if they will live forever and enjoy material advancement. But actually, there is no material advancement. What is the most wonderful thing in the world? Yaksha asked Yudhishthira Maharaj, no? Ahani ahani bhutani gachanti haya malaya. What is the most wonderful thing in the world? Who knows? Please raise your hand. What's the most wonderful thing in the world? Anybody here? What's the most wonderful thing in the world? That Lakshman Jula over Ganga in Rishikesh, Uttarakhand. What's the most wonderful thing in the world? Now they made something new. I saw some photos. Somebody said there's another bridge in Rishikesh. They made somebody send me some photos. I don't know. Anyway, you didn't see. So what's the most wonderful thing? What did Yamaraja? What did Yudhishthira Maharaj answer? You know, or you're guessing? You know, then I'm not interested in that. I'm gonna hear who's still guessing. I'm asking who wants to guess. What's the most wonderful thing in the world? Some people think it's Taj Mahal. Because it's pretty close to Gachanti Yamalaya, going to Yamaraj kind of thing. It's pretty close to that. No? So Yudhishthira Maharaj's answer was, he was quite philosophical. He wasn't talking about some, marvels of material world of this and that. He said the most wonderful is that we see so many people see so many other people, leaving their bodies and going to Yamaraj. Because you have to go to Yamaraj after you leave the body. You're going to some little discussion or little consultation. So that's it. We see this going on over and over and over and over. And then we ourselves will never think that we will leave the body. We never think that we will die. Now they said that's the most amazing thing. Any one of you think that it will die? That you will die, you will leave the body? Anybody really thinks like this? No way. No way. That's incredible illusion. And that's the most wonderful thing. You're seeing it, you have perception, but you just don't take it seriously. When it's in relationship to you. You think maybe, yes, maybe in the future, but it doesn't matter. As if it's not going to happen at all. So that's why people think that they will live forever and enjoy material advancement. What material advancement we have? Who wants to go and live in Delhi? Please raise your hand. Nobody wants to. What? What's wrong? Delhi, capital of India, no? I mean, it's like because you may get cancer very soon, much sooner than living here in Mumbai. No? Yes. So much for the material advancement. I think quite a number of cities in India are on top lists of the most polluted cities in the world. Yeah.
One of
Heavily polluted. And there are few in Pakistan. So all of that is coming also on top, you know, that's additional. Yeah. So this is your material advancement. What is the price you have to pay for material advancement? So that's what Prabhupada is saying here. Actually, there is no material advancement. What means material advancement? You want better facilities, but what better? You just make things worse. So under illusion, people think that material opulence will save them. But who has the material opulence? So much struggle for resources. So, but although there has been much advancement in material science, the problems of human society, birth, death, age, and disease are still unresolved. Still unresolved. There's so many problems in life. But these four are the greatest problem because everybody's affected. Nobody can avoid it. Birth, old age, disease, and death. And that should be a reminder that if I don't have this under my control, but then what is the use? What kind of life can I lead? That means something and someone else is in control, and maybe I should align with that. Consider that very seriously. This is why Kalakanya is very important. She'll give us little reality, something. Post-dated. They'll give us some reality, awakening, some understanding what is going on. So that's her service. That's her service. You may say, oh, why should I take all the, Narad Muni didn't need Kalakanya. Narad Muni has a transcendental body. Didn't need Kalakanya as a reminder for him. He's already perfect devotee of Krishna. He doesn't need Kalakanya as a reminder for him. He's already perfected. That's why he refused it. He said, you will go and do service somewhere else. You don't have to affect me, because I'm not affectable anyway. But she's doing, that's her service. And we may think that in this world there are so many terrible things like this. No. Anything that happens serves actually purpose to make us more Krishna conscious. Whatever serves the purpose of making us more Krishna conscious, that's their contribution. We should be grateful for it. But you see, our mentality in this world is that whoever puts us in such a deep illusion that yes, everything will be fine and you can enjoy, we think these are our well wishes. What a fools we are. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Maharaj said, one who flatters me, he said, it's my enemy. But we think somebody who flatters us and who tries to, cheat us, bewilder us like that, we think they're our best friends. You go, there's so many people saying, you do this process, you do this, you do that, you do things in this way and that scheme and this, and you'll be happy and this. What a madness. What a madness. That we trust such kind of cheaters, They can be happy in life. And everybody likes, like this, phony pseudo astrologers. You go and they say, yes, you will, oh, this line, just say it. Very soon you will be fortunate. And there is a girl waiting for you behind the seat right there. Right here, there's another thing that is very interesting. Yes, this is good. So how much I have to pay? Just buy this ring. We like to hear all this nonsense, no? And then we will say, this is a good astrologer and recommend it to everybody else. My point is, we want to be in such an illusion, no? We want to be, we love that kind of garbage, It's interesting. We really relish such refuge, So funny. There's so many people, anyway, this one and that one, and so many motivating gurus for something like this. No, it's like, it's so funny. We like this. We like this stuff. When a devotee comes and says, he hits you with a hammer on the head, Bhagavad Gita, but, I said, hey, this world is Dukkalaya Shashvatam. Why wasting time? Chant a little bit, take some prasada. No. I have to, work out on my illusions or this and that. They don't like to hear devotee stuff. They don't like to hear, that this world is temporary. They don't like to hear that they have to surrender to Krishna because they like to hear that they are Krishna. You're God, you're Bhagavan, you will control everyone and you will have so much influence and followers and this and that. So much Maya. So anyway, birth, Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha, Doshana, Darshanam, So that's also what is said in Bhagavad Gita, that one who has that perception, who sees this thing, he has knowledge. Just like Buddha, no? It said that Prince, what was his name? Siddhartha, no? He went out and then he saw birth, old age. He said, wow, what is that? This is also there? He didn't know about it. So one who has that perception, that is knowledge. That is knowledge. Nowadays, of course, things are getting worse in India. We don't see it so much. Before it was more obvious. You see everything on the road. Birth, old age, disease, that, no? See everything. And be more Krishna conscious. It was more suited for Krishna consciousness. In the West, something happens, some accidents happens. 5 minutes, ambulance comes, police comes, whatever, somebody else comes, and they clean up the whole place like nothing happened. Nothing happened. Everything nice again. Again, everybody's in illusion. Anybody has a problem? Oh, everybody just go into hospital, Nobody should see that, something bad. They just want to keep illusion. Everything is great and nice and wonderful, Birth, old age, disease, and death. Old people go to old age home. Don't come out of it. Just stay there. Yeah. Nobody should see. Nobody should have that perception. They want to live. They just really want to be in illusion. Everything is great and nice, and you just look all these, advertisements and things. You see all these advertisements. So fine. Did they ever put any old man, who is like really looking terrible or something? It's like never. You never find it. Never find. Everybody is like, how much time it takes? 1-2 hours to put some makeup or something? How much time it takes?
It depends on character. Maybe
Average.
10 hours. Oh,
You're joking.
yes.
10 hours. Who can sit for 10 hours?
It's all the character.
Wow. See what the tapasya these people are doing. Wow. No credit for that. But that's tapasya and mode of ignorance, no? No benefit. No benefit. It's like Prabhupada said, like a vulture has such a good quality, no? Such an eyesight. He can see miles up, he can find what? For what? Carcass. It's carcass. He has such an ability, but for what? For what? No? My God, 10 hours. Punish, you're dancing and this and that. How much time you're spending? Yeah. For what? Yeah, it depends. But for what? For what? No, what's the purpose? What's the purpose? I thought it was party. What's the use of it? No? So if you don't have that perception of birth, old age, disease, and death, what's the use of, you might have some good quality, you just waste it. Oof. So these are still unresolved. It will go on. So what are we hoping in life? We have happy, nice life, this and that. What an illusions. What an illusions. That's why we like to talk, like I said. Yeah. We talk to girls or something, I can spend another 10 hours, whatever, creating so much illusion, so much. It's just all mental nonsense, But we love that, the mind relishes all this illusion. But when we say this is all illusion, why are you saying like this? Don't disturb. Don't say this is an illusion. There are so many happy people. I say, where? In TV serials, maybe on as well. Yeah. So nonetheless, foolish scientists are thinking that they have advanced materially. When Kalakanya, the invalidity of old age, attacks them, they become fearful of that. That's was that Walt Disney, froze his body. He thought when they find the means, then they will revive him. Means for eternal life. How foolish people. I'm still hoping. See, what a suffering that is. You think that you are this body. What a suffering this is. Such an unfortunate position, such an ignorance. I'm this body, I'll be happy to. Yeah. Such an illusion. So those, yeah, so the scientists also, they become fearful of death. If they're sane, that's another interesting comment Prabhupada has made. If they're sane, otherwise they're also in such an illusion. They, try to devise means for eternal life. Life, you're already eternal. You don't need means for eternal life. You already are eternal. But who is that you? That's soul. Soul is already eternal. Why are you wasting your time trying to make material temporary body eternal? That's not going to work. And such ignorance, just like we mentioned Hiranyakashipu, he's doing tapasya for becoming Amara. Are you already Amara? Why you have to do tapasya? Unnecessary, wasting time. No. We are wasting so much time on this body, but you're already perfect. You just have a complete misidentification about yourself. So it's just a matter of knowledge. You just get little knowledge, understand, I'm a spirit soul, I'm already perfect. Why I have to waste time, with so many going to gym and this and that, whatever. Why I have to waste time with all that stuff? Putting some creams on the body and whatever. Everything artificial. That's another funny thing. You have to give one class on all these, these actresses, everything is artificial, everything, Anyway, we won't go into details. I don't know. I don't want to know. It's so funny. So those who are insane simply do not care for death, nor do they know what is going to happen after that. So that's very important thing. We should, just like this morning, there was a question. Somebody asked some funny question, whatever, I won't say. What is devotees are also dying? Why it's said that devotees won't die or something? What was that question?
it was that we are devotees are also dying.
Devotees are also dying, okay?
Are also dying.
And also others are also
But
dying.
actually, devotees are not dying. How do we?
But devotees are not dying. Okay, devotees are not dying because they have different consciousness. They already know that I'm not going to die because I'm not the body. That's the point. It's a matter of consciousness. And when you have the different consciousness experiencing the same thing, you will still, have a different result out of it. That's the point. And another point is the devotees, okay, maybe they go through one, but again, different experience like this again, but it's not going to happen again and again and again and again and again, which is going to be the case with everybody else. But that's a big difference. That's a big difference. That's what Prabhupada said, the example of kitten and the rat, no? That's why devotee doesn't experience that. He might go through that, but for him, he doesn't feel it like that. He doesn't feel it like this. He feels like Krishna has come to pick me up. Like the cat comes and catches kitten like this, very gently, and just carries around here, and this fellow is hanging, going here and there. And it's like, it's all right, my mother is carrying, what's the big deal? Cuddling feet of my mother. But when the rat is there, khatam ho gaya, no? It's a difference. That's the difference. Okay, so they don't know what is going to happen. That's the whole point. They don't know how to go through that experience of that, neither they know what will happen after that. So that's so misfortunate. What kind of form awaits them after they have to leave this body? That's an ignorance. What's the use of being big scientists? You don't know where you're going. What's your next destination? Ignorance, absolutely ignorant. So they're under wrong impression that after that there is no life. And consequently, they act very irresponsibly in this life and enjoy unrestricted sense gratification. And that's true. I've been just recently, okay, I can tell this amongst devotees, I guess. It's not so important. Just, like we were promoting Bhagavad Gita. And I just picked up some few of those scientists who have read Bhagavad Gita. And we go to schools and we say, this scientist read Bhagavad Gita. And I won't mention them now. There's quite a number of them. Very big scientists. It's amazing. You look at their personal lives. I didn't hear that. You look at their personal lives. They were so immoral. So I was a little bit afraid sometimes, when I give an announcement in front of so many kids, I said, this scientist read Bhagavad Gita, this. I just hope nobody knows about their personal lives. I just prayed to Krishna. Nobody knows what they were doing in their personal lives. They were so immoral, every one of them. That's also explained very interestingly because senses and intellect are born from same mode. Anybody knows? Huh? Which mode? They're manifested from the same, in combination with ego. They're the manifestation. What is the mode of the nature? Passion. Yes. So you may be very highly intellectual, but extremely sensual, uncontrollable. Very interesting combination. Very interesting, very binding, very ignorant actually at the end. Yeah. So what is the use of such called intellectual life? They have their senses, no, they don't have their senses under control. What is the use? And then what is your next life? What is, okay, they get some credit. They read those, at least a few of those who read Bhagavad Gita, they get some credit. They get some credit. We mention their names if people, somehow get inspired to buy Bhagavad Gita or get Bhagavad Gita. Okay, that's that. But what about so many others? Or just pure straight demons, atheists? Very unfortunate, very unfortunate. So where are they going? Chanti Haya Malaya. No, not just in next life, even this life it's like that. So how do you understand your next destination? You understand it by your position right now also. It's not so difficult. It's not so difficult because what's your consciousness activities right now, it's not going to be much different when you leave the body. Because same consciousness is going to carry you to similar destination. Urdhvam What is that? Adu gachanti tamasa. You live in tamas, you end up in tamas. So they're under the wrong impression that after death there is no life, and consequently they act very irresponsibly in this life and enjoy unrestricted sense gratification. For an intelligent person, the appearance of old age is an impetus to spiritual life. People naturally fear impending death. The king of the Yamanas tried to utilize Kalakanya for this purpose. Okay, a few minutes left. Any questions on this subject? Okay, so, yes.
Last lecture, Prabhuji said that sometimes spiritual master might also test the disciple if he or
Why are you laughing? Don't laugh.
if he wants to get married or not, just for test.
Okay.
Then
Spiritual master may test disciple if he wants to get married or not. Okay. So,
then today he said the disciple,
today I said what?
disciple must not ask why I should get
And disciple should not ask why I should get married.
married, why I should do this.
Okay, when I'm supposed to execute certain instruction, no?
So it's little contradictory.
It's a little contradictory. Okay? There's so many contradictory so-called examples like this in the Shastra. One has to see the purpose behind, or try to understand the purpose behind. And one has all the rights also to, even when he doesn't inquire why, he may inquire how. But that also implies to some extent why. When you ask how, that may also imply as why. You know? Because you may, in essence, what you're doing, you're presenting your understanding and your desires, your nature, and spiritual master, first of all, looks for that. He sees what is your reaction when you receive the instruction. And what are your, what is your attitude? What are your reasons? That's how he might test. He can see just how one is reacting to something. And then he might test or he might not test. It depends. It depends also on the disciple. Like sometimes also the spiritual master may chastise. Sometimes he may not, because he just doesn't, he understands actually the disciple is not ready to be chastised. He's too weak. Yeah. So it might be puzzling, yes, it might be tricky. So you won't get a straight answer, it is like this or it is like that. That it's very, very objective sometimes, but it's also very, very subjective. More actually, it would be more subjective, because it depends on a certain relationship that spiritual master has with the disciple. So how to know what it's his real instruction and how is it to be executed? That also one can feel from within the heart. One can feel from within the heart. What is really my guru wants me to do. Yeah. So it's not such an easy question to be answered. Depends. It just really, it depends on what are the circumstances, what is going on. And it also, sometimes the way the spiritual master gives the order. Right? Is he really, sometimes he may just joke, but you take it so seriously. But he may do it also. He may joke. He just wants to see how you react. But it depends on you. If he sees that you're serious with everything you do, then he will be also very cautious what kind of instructions he's going to give you. It's flexible. It's very subtle also. It's not just so gross and straightforward always. Depending what's the purpose behind. Okay, that's not just black and white. So that's why we have Prabhupada. We have general instructions, right? He's written his books. No, there are conversations and there are letters. They're very precise. So what Prabhupada is instructing someone, it depends what is going on. It's not that letters should be applied for everyone. No, he's addressing certain person with certain position. Yeah. So it depends. What are the circumstances? Yes, there was something else.
Yeah, Prabhuji, I have a question.
Okay. How many Gitas did you distribute last month? That's my question first. Any Gitas? Did you hear? Any Bhagavad Gitas?
Yes.
Did you manage to give something out?
I have bought a set of it and I keep distributing it myself without any cost
Okay.
to my friends.
That's right, because then when we ask questions, we'll get so many answers when you engage in devotional service. That's why I wanted to stress. Okay, yes, what is the question?
Prabhuji, Hare Krishna. My question is that as devotees who read Bhagavad Gita, it endorses about the fact of Ayurvedic science of medicine and treatments. But is it ethical for a devotee to use allopathic medicines or allopathic treatment in medical science? If somebody is going through a treatment and taking allopathic medicines or treatment, is it ethical for a devotee? Since in Bhagavad Gita, Ayurvedic science is endorsed. That's my question. Thank you.
Okay. As long as it's not sinful, then it's okay, and it's permissible. Nowadays, you have to be very cautious about capsules. Most of the capsules are non-vegetarian, and they won't mention this. They're made out of the remnants of slaughtered cows, and other living beings, goats, whatever, buffaloes, this and that. So one has to be very cautious what it is. Prabhupada didn't endorse so much allopathic medicine because he knew what it is. He was a chemist himself. He was having his own pharmaceutical business. But for certain purposes, for certain things, could be used. Prabhupada didn't forbid it. Of course, he did stress more about Ayurveda. It's more natural. It's more effective. Of course, it takes maybe a little longer time. But if it's necessary, sometimes for certain purposes, allopathic can be used. It's not that allopathy is sinful or something. It can be used, but again, one has to know what is he using. The most unfortunate thing nowadays is that we don't really many times know what substances are there. So then one has to be cautious. Okay, that's in short.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you so much. Hare
It's
Krishna.
not much in line with what we discussed further. This is okay. So we'll stop here. Anything else we can discuss after class? So Prabhupada ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai.